Hi, Dave.
Hi, what's up, guys?
So please tell us something about your talent, being an artist.
So my name is Dave Lamar, and I've actually been under Cornerstone since I think 2009 or 2010. But at that time, I was with my brother, and duo kami with the Lamars. Yeah. And then after a couple years, then I joined The Voice. Made it up to battle rounds. I was on Team Sarah. Yes. And then after that, I went to the States, tried out for American Idol. I made it up to Hollywood Week naman doon. And then after that, came back here. And then I worked with my brother naman who's a basketball trainer. So I've been training kids basketball. And then last year was when I decided to, okay, let's try again. So then I recorded my EP, which is Homesick, which is the one that is out right now on Spotify.
So what's with your new music?
So my new music is it's called Homesick. Well, the EP is called Homesick. Tapos parang I recorded that all of last year. And it's basically parang kasi I was away from my family for a long time. I was away from my friends. I was also away from music. So parang that's where the concept of Homesick comes in. Pero syempre all the songs are all love songs on the EP.
You're a composer also. How many music or songs na-compose mo?
Actually, hindi ko pa alam.
All in all.
Marami na po, marami.
So, marami
Opo. Marami po.
Pero ano yung genre ng ano mo? Usually nauuso yung mga hugot, 'di ba? May mga ganyan ba or parang you have your own style of doing your music?
Well, naisip ko po kasi parang yun nga, sobrang uso ngayon ng hugot. Parang I wanted to go the opposite direction naman. And parang I wanted happy, just most of it's love songs po talaga. That's on the EP. And so the genre is more of parang a mix of my influences, which is lots of jazz and soul, R&B, also pop as well. So parang I like the concept of playlists because if gagawa ka ng playlist sa Spotify, diba, you're gonna get all your favorite artists lagay mo sa isang playlist. So hindi ka magsasawa kasi it's not just one artist that you're listening to the whole entire time. Though ako, prefer ko yun. Like if John Mayer or Justin Timberlake comes out with a whole album, papakinggan ko talaga yun buong album na yun. Because I'm a fan of those people. But because of our kids' short attention spans nowadays, diba, we need playlists. So parang that was the concept also behind this EP was I wanted every song to sound different, but at the same time dikit pa rin siya na people know it's still me. And so syempre it's my voice, and it's also I use the same my two friends, my guitar player and bass player, they're all throughout all the songs on my EP. And so that's how I was able to parang keep it cohesive. Pero iba pa rin yung tunog. So I have some that's more soul, some that's more pop, some that's more indie. And so those are the styles that I love to write in. So pinagsama ko na lang siya.
Ang dami niyo dito sa Cornerstone, especially ang dami mga singers, di ba?
Yes.
May mga naka-collaborate ka na ba ng mga gusto maka-collaborate na mga singers?
May Moira, may Inigo,
may
Gen.
Yeah, I mean I'd love to collaborate with all of them eventually. Si Moy, matagal ko nang kinukulit yan. Kasi Moy and I actually started at Cornerstone at the same time. Nung Ortigas pa ang Cornerstone, just in a very, very small office. And then parang yung first meeting namin with Cornerstone, sabay kami. And parang we didn't even say much at the time kasi nga we were still young, kakahiyaan pa kami. And then eventually, like years later, we did some collabs on YouTube. So we did a lot of music together on YouTube. Tapos, yun nga, while I was in the States, I was like, wait, what's happening, Moy? Sabi niya, hindi ko alam. I don't know. And then yun nga, when I came back, wala, she's so busy na talaga. But we've actually we've written one song together already, actually, which will be coming out soon. And one of our other friends will be singing it. But yeah, I'd love to eventually collab with Moy and all the other Cornerstone artists eventually.
Kung meron kang mga i-compose na kanta, sino yung gusto mo mga kumanta ng kanta mo? If given a chance.
No one's ever asked me that question.
Di ba? Kasi isang composer, di ba?
Oo.
Kumanta yung song ng compose ng iba, parang gano'n.
Who would?
Siguro, magbigay ka ng isang composed mo and sino yung kung gusto mo kumanta if given a chance? Bagay sa boses niya, something like that.
It could be like either popular or
anybody.
Anyone. Okay. So there's this guy recently that I've actually became friends with him. His name is Lance Busa.
Yes. And,
yes, oo. The first time I heard him sing, I'm like, grabe, sobrang ganda ng boses niya. He's probably one of the artists where I'd love to write a song for him. And also, I don't think he's a songwriter, so parang I'm like, sige, sulatan kita ng kanta, bro. But I've always loved that kind of texture and parang mala Michael Bublé. And then also, like, galing din yung gumawa ng mga runs and stuff like that. And I'm just fan of people that have everything, the texture, the runs, the range, and like, when I became an instant fan when I first heard him sing. So he's probably one of the artists that I've met recently. Or like, I'd love to write a song for you, or even if he sang one of my songs. Though parang feeling ko ma-intimidate ako kasi he'd probably sing it way better than me.
Kasi taas ang boses niya.
Oo, pero sobrang galing talaga niya. He's really good.
During your hiatus, what did you realize or learn during your hiatus?
So during the times when hindi ako masyadong nag-gig, I still constantly kept writing talaga. And parang that was the one thing that I realized is if music wasn't meant for me, bakit ang dami ko parang nasusulat na kanta?
So parang yun yung naging sign mo para bumalik.
And so yun yung parang naging sign ko na para to just continue on pursuing it talaga. Because I just, whenever I'd write a song and I'm like, I feel like this is a really good song. And I feel like God was just kept giving me inspirations and music to write. Parang if this is not something that God wanted me to do, why does He keep giving me songs? And just out of the blue, I'd be able to sit down and just write a song. And even some of these songs off the EP, parang I wrote them in like less than an hour, parang 30 minutes, nasulat ko siya. And so one of the things that I learned is na if there's that little voice in the back of your head that tells you to keep going and pursuing whether it's a dream or passion that you have, listen to that voice. Kasi you never know what could happen. And parang actually si Christian nagsabi kanina sa akin earlier was he said if you don't gamble big, you're not gonna win big. And sometimes you just have to like take the risk and say, okay, all in ako dyan.
Naniniwala ka ba na nasa composer ba yon or nasa song ba yon? Kasi di ba sabi nila pagka nakachamba ka lang ng isang song, yun na, tuloy-tuloy na yan. May ganun ka bang mindset na I keep like on MOIRA, writing, diba? Keep
si
on...
MOIRA diba yung titibo-tibo?
Yes.
May mga ganun ba? Or nasa composer ba yan? Nasa artist ba yan? Nasa singer ba yan? Or nasa song?
Well, so a lot of people, yun po yung what they say is, and a lot of people have told me that din, na parang it just takes one song, tapos ano na yan, parang tuloy-tuloy na yan. And I do believe that parang it can be one song, or it can be a compilation of a bunch of songs din. Na parang people hear your music in gigs, or they hear it on Spotify on some playlist, and parang wait, I like this song, and then wait, like, oh here, ito na naman siya, I really like this song. And hanggat sa syempre when you and everyone hears of the artist now, they don't realize na it's all those little moments that led up to that really big moment. Parang kay Moy, people don't realize that she had been releasing songs and covers on YouTube for years, and parang she just stayed consistent, diba? And she's kept writing her music and parang getting better at her craft of songwriting then. And nakakatawa kasi when Moy and I first became friends, hindi masyado nagtatagalog si Moy. But like lahat ng mga songs na it's like, Tagalog. I'm like, paano yun? Like, ang galing lang talaga. So it really shows na like it was something that she was just super gifted at. And parang she stuck with it. And so it wasn't just, na yun nga, if she just would depend on just that one song, but then, paano niyo susundan, diba? Yes. So she had to keep writing. And so it was that one song that shot her up to the success that she is now. But she's able to sustain it because ang dami na yung nasulat. Songs that were just as good.
Pumasok ba sa isip mo rin na if hindi yung music sa akin, try ko kayo mag-artista? Di ba? Parang ganun.
Actually, when I came back from the States, parang...
May mga offer din ba? May mga ganun
wala
ba?
namang mga offers. Pero I had done a lot of auditions then when I came back from the States. And parang... I mean, music is my number one passion. If I can just like sing and write for the rest of my life, masaya na ako dun. Syempre, I'm open din naman to other opportunities. And during the time when I wasn't producing or when I wasn't doing gigs, the other thing that I love also to do is be behind the camera. And yung music video ko actually that we shot recently, I was the one who did most of the editing doon sa music video. So, and I had done some music videos also for friends, and I'd done some just like commercials as a freelance video editor and videographer. So I've always loved being behind the camera. And parang it's one thing to like write a song, diba? Lalo na if it's like something that's very personal. Like you have to really put yourself out there, diba? As a singer and a songwriter. But parang as an actor, it's another level. It's another level of putting yourself out there talaga. Especially in today's social media world. And so yun nga, I did a bunch of auditions and I didn't get callbacks for any of those. So parang that's when I was like, ayoko na. Music na lang ako. Stick to music na lang muna.
So, ano yung mga plano sa'yo ng Cornerstone?
So parang for this year, what we really wanted to do was just keep releasing more music. Parang to build up my catalog on Spotify and iTunes, and so yun nga, we released a 6-track EP nung Feb. And then after my launch, I'm gonna start again recording and compiling songs and recording for my next EP. And hopefully we'll have maybe another 1 or 2 EPs before the end of the year. Kasi parang not a lot of people know of me yet. So when they do find my music, then at least pag pumunta sila sa page ko, like, oh, there's a lot of music here. So marami na silang pwedeng pakinggan.
Ipon ka lang, no? Parang,
ipon lang, oo. And like, parang like,
din.
parang like you said, parang it could be like one song that a director likes and like, I want that in my movie. But unless I put it out there, no one's gonna know of it. So parang for this year, that's the one thing that we really wanted to do, is just keep putting music out, doing gigs, prod nights with
nagsasabit ka rin ba ng mga songs mo sa mga himig-handog, sa mga pipa?
Oo, I did. I've tried a couple times. Yeah. But
wala pang nakakalusot?
Wala pa nakakalusot. Yeah. And feeling ko din it's because a lot of the songs kasi are Tagalog. And I actually only started writing Tagalog songs last year lang. I wrote like maybe 1 or 2 when I was young, pero parang like nakornihan lang ako. and then I got just feedback from other people. I was like, no, we don't really use that term pagdating sa songs. I'm like, but we use that term every day when we talk. Kasi parang when I write songs, it's very conversational. And syempre, there's a lot of songs that are very poetic, diba? But I always felt like Tagalog songs needed to always be poetic. And so, I only know the speaking terms and a lot of the very poetic terms that hindi ko naman siya ginagamit. When I try to use it, parang nakukornihan ako sa sarili ko.
It's not so you.
Like hindi, I just wasn't used to hearing those terms or saying those terms. But a couple of my friends, they kept encouraging me last year na, Brad, magsulat ka ng Tagalog.
Yes, this year may himig-handog ulit.
Yeah. Pero hindi ko na siya pwedeng i-release kasi or ibigay sa kanila kasi na-release ko na eh.
Hindi, make another.
I have to start writing more, try to write more Tagalog songs. But yeah, there's actually 2 Tagalog songs on the EP. And so those are the 2 first Tagalog songs that I wrote last year.
So invite na lang everyone to support your EP, and where can we download your EP? Where can we hear that?
Yes.
How the people will support you?
So hey guys, thank you for just listening to this interview and taking time to just watch this. I just want to invite you guys to stream my EP on Spotify and Apple Music if you have that, and you can also download it on on all those websites that you can buy music from.
Thank you.
Picture natin.